So we're going to start, and first I wanted to mention, wanted you to think about why study abroad. We want you to think about study abroad as an investment. It's an investment financially, it's an investment in your time, but we want you to think about it as an investment in your education. Having study abroad on your transcripts, having it on your resume later on after graduation will give you that edge. Less than 10% of US undergrads study abroad. So it will definitely set you apart from 90% of your peers. It is definitely all these reasons that we have listed here. You've probably thought about one or two, but it definitely will help you compete in that global marketplace and give you something that employers are looking for, that intercultural competence, that ability to talk to, relate to people from other cultures. So that is definitely an invaluable, life-changing and life-enhancing skills that you'll learn when you're abroad. And then just to give you a little background about AIFs, I told you a little bit about myself, but AIFs has been doing study abroad since 1964. We have study abroad programs as well as internships. We do semester, summer, and winter sessions. None of our programs have language requirements, although obviously in programs like the ones in Spain, France, Germany, you do have the ability to learn a foreign language or improve your skills if you have taken the language already. The programs are open to all majors, so we don't really have programs that are major specific. We do offer a lot of courses that will probably count as gen ed courses for you, and our different partner universities have different courses that may work for your different majors. It's important to know that our fees are guaranteed. So our program fees are released over a year and a half prior to our program dates. And once they are published, the fees are guaranteed in US dollars and they won't change according to currency fluctuations. These are our locations, our country locations. We have 35 different program cities. And because many of our countries have several different cities, for example, in France, we're in Paris, Cannes, and Grenoble. And in Spain, for example, we have 5 different sites, including Granada, Madrid, Barcelona. So that is sort of the homepage of our website. So this is where you would go and click on your countries of interest and you would find all the information for the different programs. It is definitely important to know what your program fees include. With AIFs, they include pre-departure support. So we have our program enrollment counselors that will help you through the application process. And then our program managers who will help you once you're accepted in the program, they will help you get ready for your study abroad program, including visa support if that is required by the country of your program. Your tuition is included in our program fee, your housing is included, and we have several different options. I'll talk about that in a second. We do have meal plans included. You will have a resident director and staff on site that will be there to make sure that the program runs as smoothly as possible. And we all know that real life happens. If something happens, you'll have people to go to that will help you resolve the issue. My debit card won't work. I don't know what's going on. They'll help you figure it out. So that's the great thing about our resident directors and staff. Lots of excursions and weekly cultural activities included. It's really important that you hit all those cultural highlights, right? You learn about the art, architecture, and the customs of the country where you're living. We also have a lot that are related to a lot of different fields, a lot of service learning, a lot of volunteering. So a great ways to really immerse yourself in the culture and learn by doing, which is really important. We do have optional flights and airport transportation. If you want to take a group flight, that is definitely an option. It makes it a lot easier, and the prices are pretty competitive with what's published out there. Health and travel insurance are included, so you'll have you won't have to worry about any medical incident that you have while you're abroad. You'll be able to access medical care, and you'll have 100% coverage during the program, including medical insurance for up to 30 days after the program if you are going to travel. And then once you come back, we have a really strong alumni ambassador program that works a lot with our returning students, and a lot of career development opportunities too, which is really interesting. So just to give you a little information about academics, the traditional study abroad, internships, we have community engagement service learning programs. So we have a variety of programs, and every partner university offers, it's sort of like our systems here in the States. The different universities have different majors, different courses. So on our website, we do have all of the lists of courses. You'll be able to take those to your academic advisor and see how well they'll transfer. We offer semester and academic year programs, summer programs, and winter intersession programs. We call them January term or J term. And the length also will vary according to our partner university in the foreign country. Just a few things to note is that the programs are open to all majors. We don't have a lot that are very major specific. It is important that you stay on track for graduation, right? It's important that study abroad not put you behind. So you'll find courses for your major, your minor, you'll be able to fulfill electives. On all of our programs, we do offer courses taught in English. And so no previous knowledge of the foreign language is required. But as I mentioned before, you can continue with your foreign language if that is something that you're interested in as well. And then some of the things that are offered outside of the classroom, you'll have your housing, and it varies according to what is offered locally. So in some places we offer student apartments. You'll live with other students from the program. Homestays is a great option. It's a great way to really immerse yourself in the life and culture and really be able to practice language skills if you go to a country that speaks a foreign language. Really learn what it's like to live like a native. So those are a lot of fun. Residence halls as well. You can live with students, international and local students in those residence halls. Meal plans, each program is different because of course it depends on what is available locally. But for example, if you live in a homestay, you get home cooked meals, which is a fantastic option. In some of the countries, you also have kitchen access, which is nice. In our Italian programs, we have fantastic meal plans that are meal tickets for local restaurants. And you can imagine the Tuscan cuisine in Florence, the Roman cuisine in Rome, super popular, that meal plan. Students absolutely love it. And then all of those excursions and cultural activities, as I mentioned, we do things like cooking classes, we do language exchange partners with native students, we do the cultural highlights, right? You have to see the Alhambra when you go to Granada. And so there is a wide variety of things. There's generally something going on every week, right? So that you are busy learning and seeing probably what you're studying in the classroom. So the steps. First, we encourage everyone to think about what your goals are, right? And I always encourage students to write it down. think about what you'd like to accomplish, why you want to go abroad, and what your goals are for study abroad. And it's great to write it down. Maybe make some lists, maybe make some journal entries. It's really a good idea to start thinking about what your goals are. Are they to learn a new skill, like a foreign language, to complete some major courses, some elective courses? Think about them and write them down. And then most importantly, your next thing is to go and make an appointment with your study abroad office, right? Your SAGE office. There is where you are going to talk to your program advisors on which programs you're eligible for and which are approved. So that is super important. We know currently there are certain programs that are approved and others that are not. So it is important to go and check out with them what is available. Speak to your academic advisors as well. So maybe bring them lists of courses, course descriptions, which are available on our website, so you can see how courses transfer, and that will probably help you make decisions on which program is best for you. If an AIFs program is what you're interested in, then you would start by applying, creating a student account on the AIFs website, and starting your application process. We also definitely encourage you to apply for a passport. If you don't have a passport, apply for your first-time passport. If your passport is going to expire within 6 months after your return of your study abroad program, you need to definitely renew your passport. My son just renewed his, and it took them 2.5 months. So they are taking longer than I've ever seen them. So definitely apply with lots of time for a passport. And if you're over 16, they're good for 10 years. So it is a great thing to get on as soon as possible. Here, this QR code is something that you can scan if you'd like more information on AIFs scholarships and grants. Just so you know, we do offer up to about 50% of the students that participate in AIFs programs receive some kind of scholarship or grant. We give away about $800,000 worth of scholarships and grants every academic year. And they could be as small as an affiliate grant for the summer, which is $200, and as much as half the cost of your program fees, which is up to something like $10,000. So definitely apply for AIFs scholarships and grants. I'm sure your SAGE office and your financial aid office would be able to help provide you with a lot of information on the different scholarships that are out there. There are some amazing study abroad scholarships out there, as well as scholarships for college students. So definitely apply for all that you possibly can. Speak to your financial aid office, see if you haven't filled out a FAFSA, fill one out. The FAFSA for 2022-23 opens in a few short weeks. So that is something that you want to do early. That way your eligibility can be determined early, and you can speak to someone, and that is important. That knowledge is important to help them gauge and figure out how much you're eligible for. So definitely do it as early as you can. Definite fundraising as well. Tomorrow at 10:30, we'll be discussing creative fundraising ideas. I'll be giving that presentation as well. So if you want some ideas that students have shared with us about creative fundraising ideas, students have done all kinds of fun things to raise money to help go abroad as well. So that is sort of the third pillar of funding. And then I just wanted to quickly mention that we do offer internships at many of our different programs in person, but your office mentioned that they might wanted to talk about the virtual office options that we have in the future. Virtually, we only offer these internships called Virtuoso. Global Experiences is our internship division. And these internships are virtual, they are teleworking, and students can do an internship from their home with an international company in many of these different fields. We offer them for 8 weeks and for 12 weeks in fall, spring, and summer. And these are some of the fields, and these are some of the program inclusions, which is really interesting. We do a lot of career development with our internship students as well. Clifton Strengths, workshops, resume, cover letter support, that kind of thing. All right, these are some of the cities. So this again would be a virtual internship where you would work for this company. The company would be abroad, but you would be work from home. All right. And that
Paula.
is more or less my presentation.
Hi, Paula.
Gosh,
I just wanted to, before you end and start
Yes,
taking
ma'am.
questions, I wanted to just follow on with your internships part
Yes.
of the conversation to
Yeah.
let students know that if they are seeking academic credit for those internships, the Center for Internships and Community Engagement has let us know that they are working with students and departments to help them collaborate together to make sure that internships that they participate in, whether in person or virtually, can count for academic credit. So that is something I want students to know, that this could be something that if your major or minor requires an internship, this is something that will possibly be a good fit for you, and the CICE office supports it.
Awesome. All right, so I think I'm finishing just on time, a minute early. Amazing. My New York talking skills got me there. If anyone has any questions, you can turn on your camera or turn on your mic or put them in the chat, and I'd be happy to answer questions.
Hi, I was wondering, so I'm currently a senior right now. I wanted to study abroad my junior year, but with COVID and everything,
Yeah.
it put a pause on a lot of things. So I never really got the opportunity. And I kind of gave up looking because I was just like, what even are my options? I didn't want to do anything virtually. I wanted to really experience study abroad in person. So I'm currently a senior now in my fall semester. Obviously it's too late for me to do it this year, so I'm on track to graduate. But do you guys, I'm sorry, I came a little bit late, so I'm not sure if you talked about this already, but do you have many like postgraduate options, or could I even I don't know if you know the answer to this, but let's say I were to graduate this spring, but I still wanted to study abroad, would that affect my opportunities here with AIFs?
So I think two things to keep in mind is, unfortunately, we don't offer any programs with graduate credit. We don't, students who have already graduated can participate in the program, but the credits would still be undergraduate. We would recommend that you take as high level courses as you possibly could while you were abroad. And then see, once you do enroll in your graduate program of choice, try and have that transcript evaluated by your graduate school to see if they would transfer. Sometimes because they come from a foreign university, it might be a possibility, but my recommendation would be keep in mind that they may not count as graduate credits. And then financial aid would be the second thing to keep in mind, right? Once you've graduated, then you're no longer eligible for financial aid as an undergraduate. So program fees would be 100% out of pocket. You could apply for, I'm not sure how scholarships would work again, because generally you have to be enrolled as an undergraduate for most scholarships. But you could fundraise, that's for sure. You could fundraise and to help offset a lot of those costs. Those are my two things I would keep in mind.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
I'm so sorry. I completely understand.
Oh,
Generally
it's so hard. Yeah.
I know it's y'all got the short end of the stick for sure.
I know. And I was even
it's
thinking,
sad.
well, I know, obviously for my major, at least at Cal State Fullerton, they don't offer many study abroad programs. I'm a kinesiology major. So my aunt, she went to UCLA. She studied abroad in Italy. And she didn't take any classes, I think, that were even for her major. It was mostly just kind of like
Electives.
to get more, immersed in the culture. I think she took some wine. She went to Florence. She took some like wine courses and cooking classes, language classes.
Yes.
So those could all be for me too, if I, didn't really want to do anything for specifically my major.
Right. Right. I know that your kinesiology faculty does do a program. I remember.
Yes. Kinesiology is actually one of our stronger.
In Greece.
Yeah. In Greece, correct.
There's a Greece program, which obviously was suspended, but it's back in talks for this coming summer. And you could definitely talk to John Cleese and Matt Llewellyn about possibly still joining as a graduate, because students who have graduated have previously participated in department programs. But I did want to recommend you talking to Eileen Vickery, our advisor, because there's also an reciprocal exchange program, and not to talk about things other than AIFs.
No, we want to help her do what's best for her.
But there is a kinesiology program, possibly that could be relevant to you as a kinesiology major. That right now, just so students understand the climate we're in, we are allowing students to do study abroad on programs operated by the CSU system through the Chancellor's Office of the CSU IP programs. And then we're also, as long as that location and program is approved by the Chancellor's Office, the students can participate and apply to that program. So we have students abroad this fall on those programs. And then similarly, programs that we have with reciprocal exchange partners that are co-located in those same approved program locations that the IP program offers, students are allowed to, again, participate in those programs. So to break it down, we have a CSU IP program in Japan. Sorry, Japan was not in India. South Korea. And we had students doing that program at Yonsei University. So we were allowed to also send students to our reciprocal exchange partner in South Korea at Chunnan University. So we have students doing the IP program in the UK, and that reciprocal exchange program I was telling you about is with a program for reciprocal exchange program partner in the UK. So the likelihood that that program would be approved for students to apply to is good. I don't want to guarantee anything, but it's good. And then this fall, programs in person through our provider partners like AIFs, unfortunately, were not approved, but looking forward to spring, that's the green light has not been given, but the absolute, no has not been given, which was the fall decision. And so for spring, we are still awaiting the decision about which programs with our partners, in addition, like AIFS, in addition to exchange and IP programs, could be offered. So, but definitely talk to Eileen Vickery if you haven't had an advising appointment yet. You probably have, because there is that one. I want to say it's a Welsh university that has been particularly. I think Matt Llewellyn has a close relationship with that university, and he is always screening students to participate in that exchange because of the academic fit for kinesiology students. So
Thank
it's a
you so
possibility.
much.
Yeah.